This video contains gore, so if blood makes you squeamish, you might not want to watch it. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to Film Reelz SFX, where I'm going to show you how to do special effects makeup using only products you'd get from your local Halloween section. All the products I use will be listed in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me. Okay guys, before we cook up some gore, this is what you're going to need. Clear Elmers glue, red and blue food coloring, liquid latex, Coton Swabs, various cream makeup, paint brushes, and some good old TP. We're going to start out by making our blood scabs. So take your clear Elmer's glue and make 2 pools about the size of a quarter on a paper plate. Now add 5 red drops of food color into one pool and 1 blue drop of food color into the other pool. Don't put the blue in with the red because you'll get purple blood, unless you want purple blood, in which case I'm not going to judge you. I cut the end off a cotton swab to use as a stirring stick. Stir the red until it's fully saturated, then stir the blue. Using just a little bit of glue that stays on the end of the stick, put it back in the red to darken it up a little bit. I like my blood to be a little bit darker, but this is just a stylistic preference. You can make your blood whatever color you like. Now take this and set it aside for right now, and go ahead and grab your toilet paper. Take 1 square of toilet paper and tear off a piece that'll fit in the palm of your hand. Make sure you don't use any of the flat edges because it doesn't blend as well into the skin. Now that you have your piece, it's onto the latex. Using something like a makeup sponge, completely cover the palm of your hand in latex. Do this quickly because we want to apply the paper before it dries. When you place the paper on the wet latex, you're going to want to brush the edges down and tap it all the way around so it absorbs that latex and sticks. Then you want to take more latex to the edges, brushing outward to blend it into the skin. Don't apply the latex too thick because it takes forever to dry. We're going to do this in layers. Once you've brushed all the edges down, cover the whole paper in latex. Make sure you dab the latex because if you rub it on, you run the risk of tearing the paper and then you have to start all over. Once you've covered everything in latex, let it dry until the latex becomes clear. Then add another layer. You're going to want to let the latex dry. We're going to do about 4 layers. Now that all the layers are dry, we need to make our incision. You're going to want to start and stop the incision about 1/4 inch from the edge of the paper. You're going to need to make a small hole in the paper to start your cut. I'm using a razor blade. Be very careful when you're doing this because you can cut your hand. Don't get excited and try to cut the paper with the knife because that's just stupid. Using the scissors, I made the hole where I'm going to stop at a little bit larger. And I used a knife to make my starting hole. Again, please be careful. Now with both of your points marked, insert your scissors into your starting point and carefully cut to your stopping point. Now we have one nasty gash. Now grab your makeup. I got this injury stack from Walmart's Halloween section. But any large Halloween makeup set should have the colors you need. But before we paint, you need to find a woman in your house and rate her makeup. You're going to need powder foundation. I borrowed this from my girlfriend and we're going to use it to knock the shine off of our appliance. In a pinch, baby powder will work just fine, but I found that the powder foundation makes everything blend in a lot better. Cover your whole hand until the latex is no longer shiny. Blow off the excess, now we're ready to paint. We're going to use a skin color to blend in the edges of the paper. Dab the skin color all the way around the edges of the paper, and then we're going to blend it. Spread the cream makeup over everything that's covered in latex. This is going to be the first layer of our bruise. The edges of your toilet paper should be nearly invisible at this point. Now you want to take a purple and go back around the edges of your toilet paper. Blend the purple all the way up to the incision. Make sure you blend the edges out so you have a smooth transition onto the skin colored makeup. Now you want to take a bright red and go just along the edges of your cut. This is to simulate the irritated skin you would have if you actually did cut your hand. And just like always, we're going to blend the edges out into the purple, making sure you have a smooth transition from one color to the next. You can use a darker red to help blend the edges of the bright red into the purple. And lastly, you can use a piece of toilet paper to help blend the edges all the way around into your skin. Now you want to use black to go along the inside of your incision. This helps to simulate depth. Make sure you cover all skin visible inside the cut. Remember that scab blood we made earlier? Go ahead and grab it. Scoop it up with your cotton swab and fill in your incision. The more blood, the better. Make sure you put some blood along the edges and on the outside of the cut as well. Now you have one nasty cut for Halloween. If you like this tutorial, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let me know what kind of tutorials you'd like to see next. This is Josh Lee from Film Reelz. Take care of yourself, zombies.